Hey guys, Mazel here. We are taking a look at Ropz today, and he's a very new up-and-coming player from Estonia. He's only 17 years old, and his story's pretty funny. You know, he doesn't have a team, and he just recently qualified for FPL in December, and then started performing really well right away in FPL, and then the following month in January, he was actually the winner of FPL. So he took home $4,500 for being the winner of FPL. And there's been a few pros that have been pretty suspicious of this guy, including S1mple and other guys from Navi, and some other guys that I couldn't find clips for. But I'll show a little clip here from S1mple.
Just stay humble, please,
Shut
Draken.
the fuck up with that attitude, please.
Oh no, don't start.
Draken.
Ropz, can you stop playing like shit, Ropz, please? We need your cheats, man.
Louis.
It will happen now. Draken, please shut the fuck up.
Draken, please.
Now I know S1mple's not being 100% serious here, and there's definitely a layer of sarcasm to that. But you know, pros don't call each other cheaters all that often, so I figured I'd throw in the clip there. Whether he's saying it off the cuff, whether he actually means it, you know, at least he's talking about it, right? And a lot of pros talked about Ropz and other people kind of saying that he came out of nowhere. So I checked out his Steam account, and he definitely didn't really come out of nowhere. He's got 4,000 1.6 hours and 4,000 Go hours. So he's been around for a little bit at least and played quite a bit of Counter-Strike. And in his demo, his movement and crosshair placement was actually really good. And that may have also been because he seems to have quite a past in Call of Duty. He was on you know, one of those frag highlight teams for Call of Duty. I think that's kind of what FaZe used to do, where they just like make compilations and make it to the beat of the music or whatever. Basically every frag movie in Counter-Strike that you absolutely hate because it doesn't actually show the frags. Yeah, those are pretty popular in Call of Duty, and he was on a team like that. So he's got a good history in Call of Duty, and he's played a lot of Counter-Strike hours. So that kind of sets a baseline of who he is. All right, I'm going to run the clips on why people think he's suspicious now. And it would have been really hard to find this out if he wasn't streaming, but he does stream, so that's good. And I don't know if you'll notice it on the first clip here. It's hard to spot for sure, and if you're just kind of watching the game while watching his stream, you may not notice it. But watch how often he takes his eyes off his monitor when he's playing. He's going to take mid here, and he's in like the middle of taking a bomb site, and he's not even looking at his monitor. He quickly glances off every time he kills someone. Glances off, looking at something on his second monitor, looks at his second monitor again. And I think that is hella fucking suspicious. You can have all sorts of shit on your second monitor, like a fucking radar hack, a minimap hack, whatever, to show where people are. And anybody who thinks he's looking at his second monitor to read his chat while taking a bomb site, no. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way this guy is looking at his chat for a split second to read it while taking a bomb site. That makes no sense. Since he is doing this while taking sites and actively like in gunfights, that tells me the information he's getting is extremely important and quickly readable, because he only looks at it for a split second. So it might be like a mini map overlay with dots where people are. It might just be a radar hack or something like. Anyways, this is, in my opinion, this is one of those things where unless he comes out and says an extremely good reason why he's looking at another monitor while fucking playing, I'm going to say this is highly fucking suspicious. Maybe he can debunk it. Maybe he's reading a fucking book on his other monitor while playing CS. I don't fucking know. But to me, there's no reason to be looking at a totally different monitor while you're in the middle of fucking gunfights and taking bomb sites and shit. This just makes no sense. Anyways, this is the kind of stuff that's really hard to spot in demo reviews. And thank God he streams, because that really helps me out. But I'll get into the demo review here, and we'll keep an eye on you know, his positioning, see if he has knowledge that he shouldn't have. But stuff like that is super difficult to prove while doing an Overwatch type demo review. It's a lot of speculation, you know, and people sometimes just by chance look the right way, or maybe they hear a footstep that's kind of hard to spot while reviewing the demo and stuff like that. Shit like radar hacks and fucking minimap hacks are very, very fucking difficult to spot with a demo review. However, obviously he's not going to be able to do that shit at LAN, so that's a relief, I guess. He hits a pretty nice 1D under pressure here. Fucking nades flying in everywhere and mollies, and winds up swinging out, getting a 1D. That's pretty nice. Has some shaky crosshair here. I know people like to look at shaky crosshair, so I put this in here. This is nothing in my opinion, obviously. He's just kind of wiggling his mouse around, I think, just to set it up to the corner. No problem with that. And he is pretty aware of these guys, but it was a deep molly, so it's, you know, it's pretty obvious that they may have pushed, so he just checks the right, and that seems like a couple fine kills to me. You're going to see some nice angle clearing and crosshair placement as he clears A here. He actually does have really good movement and really good crosshair placement. I wanted to talk about the minimap hacking though, and of course if somebody is minimap hacking, which I honestly think he probably is, that leaves the door open to other shit, right? Like I don't think it's a stretch to believe that he might be aimbotting. To do shit, he wouldn't need an aim key to find people through walls, which is normally how I detect people on here. But since he's not playing this game on LAN, he really has no reason to have an aim key, especially if he's got a second monitor set up with a fucking minimap hack, right? So I think that's entirely possible. And once he gets picked up by a better team, he would probably be a pretty good guy to keep your eye on as he plays at LAN. Obviously, he's not going to be able to have a fucking minimap hack, but he may try and get other things, you know, into LAN, and we'll see how that goes for him. This is also on Faceit, so I don't know if he's played ESCA much, but the ESCA anti-cheat is way better than Faceit's anti-cheat, which would be another hurdle for him to get over. I actually thought this scene was a little funny. It kind of looked like he was tracing the guy as the guy walked down towards him, you know, like his crosshair's following the guy's feet a little bit. It could just be luck. He definitely wouldn't have heard the guy. He was walking. And like, I don't think he has a wall hack that would show him this, and I don't know if he'd be actively looking at a minimap to figure that stuff out, maybe, but I don't know. I think that might have been just luck that his crosshair kind of followed the guy as he was working his way down ramp. This guy sure does love his deagle. You're gonna see he actually shoots the flashbang that gets thrown here. Flashbang gets tossed in the air, and he shoots it when he sees it, and he gets a fucking headshot here. I have no idea how that hit. Somebody please tell me how that fucking hits. If I were to look at it from the cheating aspect, you know, aimbots and stuff can't perfectly predict the recoil or spread of weapons anymore, but they can make a best guess, you know, based on the recoil pattern of the gun. And when you're spamming a deagle, it's pretty fucking haywire. He was crouched though, so that helps, but still, that was quite the headshot. Alright, we are second half here, and I cut out the pistol round. Not much happened in the pistol round for him. And his team goes bananas with the deagles this round, starting off with 3 fucking deagle headshots on this team. And I was thinking maybe Ropz will follow suit with his deagle, you know, get a headshot on Bubble here. And we see the MAC-10, the fucking worst nightmare for every deagler out there. Bubble just strafing back and forth, spamming clip after clip, and Ropz eventually gets undressed by this guy and dies to the MAC-10. So annoying. 12-5 here, and I really haven't seen too much in terms of cheating from him in this demo. This is kind of one of those rounds where I was saying to myself, if I had a radar hack, would I fall back if I saw a guy A ramp and Palace? Maybe I would, but that's a pretty high level of speculation, and you'd never really be able to convince anybody that this guy's cheating just because he fell back from triple because he saw a guy A ramp and Palace, right? So the only people that would buy into that are people that already think he's cheating, right? So that's kind of the problem with radar hacks or fucking minimap hacks, especially running on the second monitor and shit like that. It's really difficult to fucking prove it, you know? Especially if he mixes in a few times where he kind of purposely makes bad decisions and stuff like that. He's on the op for the first time this round, and so I got my red dot going there. A lot of new viewers have been asking about that red dot. They thought I played the game with it. No, I just added in the After Effects while editing the video, and he hits a fucking shot there. And then a really weird one, and I'm going to actually play that again. Alright, so here's what it normally looks like when you hit a quick flick on GoTV. It looks like you're kind of not aiming at the guy, and then after the trigger gets pulled, you know, the crosshair kind of moves after the bullet shoots. That's usually what it looks like on GoTV when you make a fast flick, you know. So he makes a fast flick here, and it's a pretty normal GoTV type kill, you know, the crosshair follows after. And then what the fuck is this? Like, he doesn't even aim at the guy. He shoots the fucking wall. You could see, like, his crosshair never moves towards the guy. So either his mouse just stopped working, he forgot to aim, or he accidentally clicked, or forgot to press his fucking aimbot button. I have no fucking idea what's going on here. It just looked really weird, you know, he just strafes out and shoots a fucking bullet at the wall. This is another clip that I found kind of suspicious, but you would probably have a really difficult time convincing someone that doesn't think he cheats, right? Because it could just be a timing issue, could just be coincidence, and I don't know if you spotted it there, but I'll play it again and freeze it for you guys so you can check it out. He really seems to know those smokes are coming over the wall. He unscopes before any of the smokes are visible, and I'll freeze frame right here. This is the frame before he unscopes, and you can see his teammates don't really have eyes on A, so they can't really call that a bunch of smokes are coming in. The closest teammate is that guy in jungle, so I'll just switch to him. We'll see if he was able to see the smokes, and you can tell when he runs into sight, like there's no way he could spot the smokes before Ropz starts to fall back. You can see Ropz is already falling back before that guy is even looking onto sight. So my next question was, do they make any noises, or do they bounce a grenade off a wall that he maybe could hear? And from this angle, I couldn't see anything. It looks like they just throw their smokes, and I don't think there's any way Ropz could have known that those grenades were coming in exactly at that time. So maybe it was just luck that he unscoped and fell back right as those grenades came in, you know? From this viewing angle, it doesn't look like he should be able to see any of those smokes. So again, this is just one of those clips where I think it looks pretty suspicious, and it really looks like he kind of knows those are coming in. Or he just has really good timing, you know, or lucky timing anyways, but he unscoped and started falling back before what I could tell, before any of those smokes were visible, at least. And that's kind of why I thought it was strange. And he finds himself a fucking angle here for sure. He had a few tricky angles on CT side, actually. He's got another one later on, but it works out for him here. He gets a kill on bubble. But yeah, you can kind of draw your own conclusions on if you think that unscope was just luck, or if he somehow knew that those grenades were coming in, you know. Maybe he does have like a second monitor with like a wall hack or showing smokes or something, or maybe he just, you know, if it was a mini-map hack, he could see that all the players were on the screen and just kind of decided to fall back. I don't know exactly. It just seemed like above average timing, so I just wanted to talk about it. And speaking of funny angles, CT side, what the fuck kind of angle is this? He can actually see the ramp a bit, I think. I never even knew that angle existed, but yeah, I guess you could see ramp a little bit from that. He ends up falling back, you know, takes a look at his little mini-map hack, sees that nobody's at A, goes to B. Or his teammates called it, you know, you never know. Anyways, I got a big chunk of this round in here, and you can watch it all. You know, it's a tight game, so that would encourage him to want to cheat. And he gets a nice spray down here. He could tell, you know, you could feasibly tell just by the smokes that are thrown that they're going to be planting there. So that's not too crazy of a spray down, I don't think. So he goes in to retake the site against the Tech 9s, and he's pretty diligent. Like he's very diligent clearing the smoke. You can see he's not going anywhere until that smoke dissipates, which is pretty smart. And then he ends up going on to site. And I didn't think anything looked too bad here, at least cheating wise anyways. This is all totally within the realm of reason, you know. Here's a play that I really thought kind of showed that he is a new player, or at least not as experienced as the top tier players. He takes an op shot, gets a kill, and you can see he does have a flashbang on him, but he decides, you know, after he gets this first kill, I'm just gonna go repeat dry. Yeah, not gonna work at the top level, dude. Really should have used his flashbang there. And he has a couple scenes like this actually where I really thought it kind of showed, okay, you could tell a difference between, you know, a top tier player and somebody kind of just coming up. I put in a large chunk of this round just because it's 15-13, 1v1 clutch, and people always say, you know, if a guy's cheating, you know, maybe he's gonna decoy it and not act like he's cheating in a 1v1 because everyone's watching. Well, he certainly does a good job fucking decoying here because he has no fucking clue where Luzu is, and even when he peeks the corner where Luzu was, you can see he doesn't react very fast, and he clearly had no idea that that a gunfight was about to happen, right? So remember when I said he had a couple scenes where it looked like, okay, he may need some polishing as a player. It might be a bit of a new player or green behind the ears sort of thing. First round OT, tons of money on both teams, and he goes to the sit sandwich. Questionable decision with the fucking mollies on terrorists. You know, that's not stuff that's going to work at high level matchmaking even, really. if T's have fucking money for mollies, Sandwich has got to be the worst place on any map to play. It's just way too easy to molly out. Here's another round that I just wanted to take a close look at. Ropz plays this pretty patiently. You're going to see Manai's die from window, and he gets killed by the terrorist that's on cat. So you would kind of think, okay, maybe the terrorist is going to go cat. I don't think he would have spotted him on the death cam because he did kind of wait a little bit before jumping down. And this is where Ropz begins to fall back into A. So the terrorist is running, and that kind of gives it away a lot. He is pretty far away, and it would have been difficult to hear, but not impossible. So I think this is reasonable enough to say, you know, it's within the realm of reason that he would have heard those footsteps possibly, and just because he fell back before Victor reached the site doesn't necessarily mean he was cheating, you know. He very likely could have heard those footsteps. And we are on to the last round here, and Ropz here's the guy running in mid, and he's really diligent. First he decides to just camp here for a little bit. He really likes just to sit kind of in one spot in a lot of situations, and when he goes to clear mid here, he is super fucking diligent. Checks, you know, some really uncommon spots, even checks behind the boxes mid, like he clears out mid and then swings around the front to check kind of the backside of the boxes. Really clearing his angles. And there is a bit of a funny spot at the end of this round. I'll show it. They end up winning this game in OT 19-15, and they take site and end up in a 2v1, and Ropz has himself around. He gets a 3k. And he mollies towards jungle, and then when he goes into sight, he's kind of looking around, not really sure where he is, checking different spots really quickly, and then as soon as that molly expires, he locks into fucking jungle and really gets a well-timed peek. You could say, you know, he looked at jungle because that molly expired. I don't know, the fact that he fucking crouched before he shot the bullet, like he was ready to fucking go when that molly expired. Maybe coincidence, you know, like I said, the whole timing thing with the molly makes it possible that he just decided to look there and lock in because the molly was done, right? Or it's just another example of really good timing from Ropz. I don't know. So anyways, this demo, it really didn't have anything conclusive enough to say that this guy's cheating 100%. And I kind of felt that that was going to be the issue after seeing that he is suspected mostly of radar hacking. Or, you know, running something on a fucking second monitor. To me, that looks pretty clear that, you know, something's going on. Like, if you're looking at a different fucking monitor while you're taking bomb sites, there must be something really fucking important on that monitor. But the demo didn't produce super conclusive clips or situations that you could say, okay, he's cheating 100%, you know. It definitely had some suspicious moments, and he had really good timing at multiple rounds in this game. Maybe a little bit too good a timing, depending, but to convince someone, if you were trying to convince someone that didn't think Ropz was cheating, just having them watch this demo wouldn't necessarily convince them to say, you know, oh, okay, well, now that I've seen this, he's cheating. It wasn't as strong of a case for that, but if he is using some sort of radar hack or something like that, he's going to have to obviously figure something out for LAN or switch to an aim key like everybody else had LAN. And like I said, I don't think he plays ESEA. So if he switches to ESEA or starts playing high-end tournaments, say he gets on a pretty decent team and they make some tournaments that are using ESEA anti-cheat, that's another hurdle he has to get over. Now he's got some money from FPL since he won $4,500. He's got some money and maybe he can make that happen, but he still has a few hoops to jump through if he wants to be able to cheat in different situations, right? Maybe he's not cheating at all, you know, like I said, maybe he's reading a book on his second monitor. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but it certainly looks weird. And if he has a reduction in performance, say at his first ESEA anti-cheat tournament or his first LAN even, then you know, people can always say he's an onliner, right? Like that's what people say when they want to say he cheats, but they don't want to say he cheats, right? They say he's an onliner, and it's been like that for fucking years. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.